Hi, I'm Ben van der Wingard and I'm running for the Greens in Gilmore. Now, the Minerals Council and the rest of the coal lobby are always quick to criticise the Greens when we suggest that we need to wind down the coal industry. Well, the hard facts are that we must dramatically reduce our CO2 emissions by between 85 to 90% by mid this century. And most of those emissions come from coal-generated electricity. And that's not negotiable. What's also not negotiable is that with our current rising demands on coal, that this resource will deplete in as much as 30 or 40 years' time. So it makes sense that we start to look for alternatives now, rather than burying our heads in the coal pit. We will, of course, still need to use high-quality coal, or anthracite, for coking coal for our steel production. This is the coal that we mine in the Illawarra. This makes it even more important that we reduce the use of that coal where we do have alternatives available to us. The science of climate change is also telling us that we need to make serious reductions in our emissions in the next 6 years. So we don't have time to wait for the much vaunted but still unproven myth of carbon capture or clean coal. It's a cargo cult, one that just won't stand up to reason. Even if it works, and that's a big if, it will take 10 years to come into production, and that's 4 years too late. Oh yes, and speaking of myths, the one about jobs is often trotted out. If we lose the coal industry, won't we lose jobs in the Illawarra? Well, the facts are quite different. If you compare the last 20 years in the 20th century, where in Denmark the rising wind industry accounted for 14,000 new clean jobs, with that same period of time in Australia where the coal industry lost 16,000 jobs, you start to understand the real facts. The jobs that were lost weren't from the Minerals Council or the coal lobby, of course.